selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Very good evening and welcome to day 4 of Champions Cup on Sporty Stuff TV and also on our YouTube channel. Fantastic games we've got this evening, and next to me is my mate, one of the best judges in the game at Paul. Mark, how are you, Mark?
I'm all right, Gary. Well, I didn't think we was going to get through the first week, did you?
No, we survived 1 week, and this is week 2 as well, isn't it? And we had a great week last week, didn't we? Few favourites won, few outsiders won.
Yeah.
So let's
it was a bit of a mix, weren't it?
Yeah, well, we had 8-1 outsider, didn't we?
Yeah.
The first night we had Liam Dunster, the favourite, absolutely crucified. Oh, bang, 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 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. And then day 2, I thought this is easy, all the favourites are going to win. Did I get it wrong on day 2? We had an 8-1 chance win, didn't we, on day 2, the outsider of the 4. And I don't know what tonight's going to bring. Naturally, it's only 4 players this evening. But before we talk about tonight, shall we have a little recall on what happened last week, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. We just want to sort of show you how things are shaping up into stage 2. So as we saw, Liam Dunster last Monday, he won he won every frame possible. And he got the full 6 points, as did Corey Rees. He obviously knocked out one of the favourites, Clint Jansen. And also in Group A, there is a possibility of the second best runner-up, and currently that is Jake Dillon Newlove on 4 points and +3 difference. And then there's stage 2, Group B, just shaping up. Jamie Clark, as you've already mentioned, the Shark, Jamie Clark.
8-1 winner.
8-1. And he deserved that. He played well that night, and he held himself together, and he's into the next stage. And who is going to be meeting him? It's going to be somebody who wins tonight. Whoever wins the group tonight will be in the same group as Jamie Clark. And also, we've got currently the best runner-up so far, and that's Andy Crosdale. He's also on 4 points with a +4 difference. So it's shaping up nicely.
Andy Crosdale, I think he's about 12-1 to actually win the title, isn't he, as well? So Andy, although he never won last week, I think there's plenty more in the tank with Andy. I think he could come alive at any stage. Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. And he never got beaten. So he had 1 win and 2 draws. So he's still unbeaten in this competition. He could take some beating.
Yeah, and got to tell the viewers as well back home, what are they playing for, Mark?
Well, they're going to be playing for 10 bags, £10,000 and the glorious glass trophy, which you'll be able to see when we come live. 10
bags, that's a good word, isn't it? 10 bags.
Yes.
And we've got our players coming on tonight as well, haven't we?
Yes, so
match as well.
Our 4 players, as you see him there, Mr. Magic, he's the favourite tonight. Last season's Champions Cup runner-up. He lost to the Godfather, Gareth Hibbert, 10-8 in that glorious final, and it was superb. I reckon you should watch it.
Big Celtic supporter as well, Marky.
Oh, is that what he's telling you?
Big Celtic boy.
He certainly is. And then we've got Stevie Thompson, Snaky. He's the second favourite in this group because he's the highest ranked professional at the moment. He's not the second favourite. He's the second favourite on pen and paper because he's ranked the second highest professional.
4-1 to win tonight, is
he? He is, yeah. And then Tom Barley. I think he's 72, was he?
7-2, Tom, yeah.
He was, and he's like the third. Well, he's the second favourite in the book in the betting partners.
Quick as lightning, they say, is he?
He's nicknamed the Banger, and he is absolutely lightning. And I tell you what. Don't blink. Don't even get up and get a cup of tea and a digestive like you normally do, because you'll miss it.
So he might keep our commentator, our famous commentator we got tonight, Jim White. He might keep him on his toes tonight, the Banger, mightn't he? Bang him around that table, potting the balls. And our final player this evening, Wade Moore. He's still got the Derby white. Now Wade used to live in Derby, moved up north now, hasn't he? But been up there about 3 or 4 years, I think, and still got the Derby white on. I like that.
Yeah, he certainly has. The Blade, Wade Morley. He's our qualifier. He's qualified 2 years running now for this tournament. And that takes some difference, definitely in these IPA ranks. And Wade Morley, just one little statistic for you, he's got a 62% win record over 3 years.
He's 6-1. He's 6-1 as well to win this tonight. And a little Dicky Bird tells me this kid can play.
He certainly can.
He can play 6-1. He's only got to win his first match. If he actually wins his first match, but unfortunately he's up against Marky Barr in the first match. That comes on, by the way, at 10 o'clock this evening on Sporty Stuff TV, match 2. But match 1 you've got here coming up very, very shortly. Tom Barley v Steve Thompson. The bookies really can't split it. I think they're going 5-4 Tom Barley, 6-4 Stevie Thompson. and 5-2 the tie. And you see the prices here, even to win it, with 8-11, 4-1. So you can see that 4-1 and 7-2. There's nothing in it, Mark, like your wallet, isn't it?
Well, this is where the value is. If you want to have a bit of an outside bet, this is where your value is. Trying to, obviously predict who's going to be the event winner or the group winner.
But Mark Boyle, 8-11 to win it. He's a very, very short price. But I even see his shirt. You know what he's got on his shirt? Mr. Magic. Is he that good?
He is. Definitely. He's got all the magic tricks up his sleeve, honestly, he really has.
He has, yeah. But the first match this evening, where are you going to go here? There's nothing between them in the betting.
Well, Tom Barley, Steve Thompson, as you can see, they've already got a previous match between them. And Tom Barley beat Steve Thompson in the World Championships by 3-2, so that was a very close one. One thing about Steve Thompson, he's only got a 50% win ratio in 6 years, where Tom Barley, he's got 66% in 3 years. So there's definitely not a lot between them.
I'll tell you what we do. Every time we're on Paul here, me and Mark, we have a little challenge. I have a belly buster, my bet of the night, and Mark has Pickers Picks. And Pickers Picks is going for the nap tonight in this first match, isn't it? I don't know if you'd like to show the viewers at home here. This is what he's come up with here on his little one here.
So this is what I think Pickers Picks' best value is for tonight's sort of game. And then we've got Barley Thompson. It's going to be a draw, and I think great odds at 5-2.
This is the first match.
I know. I'm going to put it straight out there.
You want to get the money in, get the money back quick.
And that's me done.
Put it in the pocket. Well, I'll tell you what we should do then. Should we go over to match one?
Well, we can do, but we need to see some stats first.
Go on then, let's go over to Tom first.
Calm down a bit.
I'm itching to go. I just want it to happen quick.
So obviously the first match, Tom Barley, the banger, ranking 29. There's your win ratio there. He's won 6, lost 4. It's not a bad ratio, and he's already had a quarter-final in the Open event already this year.
Already had one, yeah?
Yeah, he's already had.
Right. How about Snakey?
Snakey, as I said, his form's not too particularly great this year so far, but he is ranked number 23 on the pro ranks, and that's a pretty good form, to be honest. I mean, he's only won 4 out of 10, so he's not great, but he's only had a third round in the Open. That's his best sort of event so far.
So that 3-3 to draw at 5-2, the odds are, looking at the stats, there ain't a lot between these two, is there, Mark?
There really isn't, no, and it is probably going to be a coin flick, and that's why I've gone for the draw. I think your best value is in the 5-2 in the draw, without a shadow.
No. And also, straight on, don't forget we've got the second match which is coming on live on Sporty Stuff, isn't it?
SportyStuff.tv, or you can watch us on Sky on 437.
437. Wade Morley, who I've been told to, but this boy can play, up against Mark Boyle, well, Mr. Magic. The odds for that match are, he's big odds under Mark Boyle, which I don't know, 6-4 on to win it. Is that value?
It's 6-4 on, but when I tell you this statistic about Mark Boyle, he's got a 70% win ratio.
70?
5%. In 5 years. That is awesome.
He's a winner.
Liam Dunster had 72. So Mark Boyle is very close behind.
Between them, is there really? And Wade Morley?
Yeah, so they are the qualifier. He's qualified for this tournament. He just doesn't go away. He just keeps knocking on the door. He wants to get in this tournament every week. If it was on every week, he'd be in it. There's no doubt about it. He tries his hardest, and he's come through the qualifiers every time. And it's not a bad little win ratio there. 6 out of 10. It's not great. It's not bad at all.
I like that when you say I like that when you said he don't go away. I've got a window cleaner. Funny enough, he knocks at the door. He must knock at my door 20 times till you answer it, till you pay him what he's done. Unbelievable. But Wade Morley. But I think Mark Boyle is. I know he's a 6-4 chance, but that's 70% what you said. Ranking number 7. Mr. Magic, I think bearing in mind though, Mark Boyle hasn't played a competitive for about 6 months, has he?
No, he hasn't. But he has been in 12 IPA finals, where he's won 6 of them. So that's not a bad 50% record there for you.
That's massive. That's massive. It's going to be odds on in this match, and we're going to see the odds here coming up here. And what is he? 4-6 Mark Boyle, 3-1 Wade Morley, and 5-2 the draw. And don't forget that first match there, 5-4, 6-4, 5. Got all the matches on there. Graphic team done a great job tonight. All 6 matches are on there. So don't forget, our betting partners, we all go different odds, don't they?
Yeah.
Different partners go different prices. Some odds compilers want to be with favourites, then they want to be with the outside. So the prices will change all evening this evening. But I can't wait. I'll tell you what we're going to do, Mark. Let's get to this first match on, between Tom Barley and Steve Thompson. Mark thinks it's going to be a tie, 3-3. Who's that ref tonight?
It's Ben Taylor Ferrante.
Well, let's get them on.
Thank you, gents. When you're ready, please lag for break.
Good evening, everyone.
Tom Barley wins the leg.
Welcome to the arena for this first match of the fourth group of the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup between Tom Barley and Steve Thompson. I am delighted to be joined in the commentary box tonight by Jim White. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Dan. Pleasure to be here, and I'm pretty excited. Some more top flight pool action here, and well, if Mark's right, there's not going to be a lot to choose from between these two players. You agree?
I certainly do, yeah. I think this is a very tight run match. I actually think this entire group is very tight, apart from Mark Boyle. And unless someone can come up with a bit of a Hail Mary to beat Mark Boyle, I think these three are fighting out for second place. Tom, Steve and Wade Morley.
So every frame vital then. And this is our first. They'll be playing 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Very vital indeed. And it's Tom Barley, the banger. Well, that's not a banger of a break. He's left a great chance for Steve Thompson first up.
"40 years of age, hails from Sunderland. Slight favorite, if for no other reason, I guess, just by the current ranking. He comes in at number 23 in the rankings, and Tom just a few notches behind him at 29.
Yeah, there really is nothing in that ranking. It's probably, 5 or 6 ranking points, and that could be down to anything from one bad tournament to someone not making a tournament, not being able to make a tournament. So I wouldn't read too much into the rankings when they're quite that close. Certainly in the lower echelons of the IPA professional ranks. But both these players are very tidy.
And obviously when it is so close as this match looks to be, the break could be the changing point between winning and losing.
Yeah, we've seen some players master the break so far in this tournament, and we've seen some players struggle. Tom's early indications would suggest that Tom's going to struggle, but, he might change his break immediately. He might say, that didn't work, I'm going to try something different. So I wouldn't read too much into that just yet. Obviously, we haven't seen Steve break yet, but we have seen him run out of position now. He's got one long yellow. Is he trying to double this? No, he's just trying to hide the cue ball. It's not great. He's left Tom a long pot. This is a test of cueing to start him off.
Yeah, and he hasn't really covered that red either, which might have worked in his favor. The very bottom end of the table. So this chance now for Tom. Get his feet wet on the table. Both players have had a chance. They knocked the balls around just warming up. So they've got a feel for the conditions out here. It's
yeah,
not
even
the same
easier.
as a match, is it?
No, it certainly isn't. Well, I think that was a bit of a wow from Tom Barley there. I don't think he expected that to drop, and I don't think he wanted it to. I'm pretty sure he's played that as a safety. Is he going to be forced into going for this now, or can he find somewhere else safe on the table? It looks like he's going for it, Jim.
Well, if he decides to try and take out these reds, obviously the one at the bottom end, that's going to be a difficult hurdle to get over, dropping onto it nicely.
Yeah, the problem is that attempted safety shot that dropped in, that was his last chance really to hide the cue ball anywhere. So now he's kind of forced into it. And not only does he have to take this difficult red on down the left-hand rail, he's also got to get positioned and leave an angle to get back out, because the black will only really go to the bottom left rather. This is very tough. That's about as good as he could have got from there. It's a great shot.
He plays at a very confident speed, too.
Oh.
Total snooker.
That was always going to be the danger position from that last red.
It was so tough to slide past that yellow. He was really hoping to be able to, but obviously left himself just a fraction too much angle. Can he get anything off the cushion? This is so hard. Oh, what a great effort. And I think he'll be pretty pleased with that. If he's played that, that's an excellent shot, because he hasn't left Steve anything to come to the table to. Easy safety, mind.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another Hail Mary for Tom here.
Total snooker.
Yeah, it will almost certainly just be looking to make good contact with this and try to find a pocket.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
I'm a little surprised the way he played that, Jim. I expected him to sort of really go at that. He played it in such a way that he was trying to roll in behind it, but he hit it too hard to do that as well, so it was kind of a nothing shot, really.
Always nice to settle your nerves, and no better way than securing the opening frame.
Every frame is so vital in this format as well. Such a short race, essentially a first to 4, but with a 3-all draw possible. So 1 frame is a big advantage.
Frame.
So it is Steve Thompson secures the opening frame here. It's the 2022 Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup, and we're off the mark.
Yeah, good start for Snakey. He'll be very pleased with that. It's always nice to get off the mark, but he was really chasing the finish and actually left an opportunity for Tom. Tom will be disappointed with his attempted safety shot, but such is life. He'll get over it. He just needs to hope, really, for either a dry break or a messy table from Steve.
Frame 2. Steve Thompson to break, leading 1 frame to 0. Time running.
And actually, for me, pretty impressive start by both players, even though Tom fell short just dropping onto the final black. They both look pretty strong out there.
Yeah,
No
in
real
fairness
sign of nerves, Dan.
No, absolutely. I'd agree with that. In fairness to Tom, that was a very tough finish that he was forced to take on. And, well, Snakey's break's not working either so far. That's 2 dry breaks from the first 2 frames. And this has left a nice opportunity for Tom to get himself back in the match, really. Get himself back to 1-all.
It's already been said that Mark Boyle is a big favorite to progress through this group, but we've already had a few upsets. Yeah, most notably Jamie Clark, I guess. Our second group.
Jamie Clark was definitely an upset, but not as big an upset as the price on him suggested. 8-1 was astonishingly good value. To be honest, I actually think that anything around 8-1 is great value on any of these players winning a group, because in these short races, it just doesn't surprise you to see shocks. It suits, this is a format that suits shocks.
Very nicely controlled cue ball there. Just feathering it below the black. And this is a much more impressive visit to the table from Tom Barley, and wasting little time.
Frame.
Oh. The black just about drops in off the far jaw, but it drops in. It's 1-all. Yeah, that was a really nice visit from Tom. That'll be a nerve settler for him as well, because he missed a chance in the first frame. There's no 2 ways about it. However tricky it was still a missed chance. So Tom will be pleased.
Yeah, some very nice cue ball control there, too, from Tom Barley. It's so easy to lose that white match table a little faster than what a lot of these players are used to playing in their clubs.
Yeah, certainly a lot quicker. This is a really slick
Frame
table.
3. Tom Barley to break. Scores are tied, 1 frame all. Time running.
Wow. Tom suddenly found the break. That is a monster hit.
Yeah, either color ideally placed here for Tom.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount of work to do. Really, it's just picking the pattern and finding the right route for the cue ball. Doesn't want to sit on that yellow. Just about nudged it.
He looks very anxious to me as well. And I always like to see that. A player that just can't wait to get to the table, can't wait to get at the shot.
Yeah, that's very much the
exudes
way that Tom
confidence.
plays. He's a quick player, he's a fluent player. You know there's something wrong if he's taking his time, to be honest. So, but he looks in terrific form here. And I think Mark Boyle might have a bit of a handful if Tom keeps this up.
Well, again, he's got that cue ball on a string, and he's making his job so easy.
Frame.
And the way he's going about it right now, Steve wants to get out of his chair. Doesn't want to have to get his pants pressed, does he? He's been parked there for a couple of frames now.
He certainly has. And, well, he needs to improve his break in the same way that Tom just has. Steve's first break was poor. He didn't really get a big split. He didn't get a good contact. He needs to sort that out immediately if he's going to win this match, because Tom only needs one more frame to guarantee a point, guarantee the draw.
Frame 4. Steve Thompson to break. Trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
So the 40-year-old settles in. Frame number 4.
Well, what did I say, Jim? He needs to find his break. He has. This is another decent opportunity. Every frame in this match has had a half-decent opportunity off the break, whether it was dry or not. Just that red and yellow on the right-hand side. Just got to work that out.
And I think he's looking at those right now. Any path to be able to dislodge them? But that would be the only problem as it sits. Chris Melling, Steve's favorite player, and I don't know how well you know Chris, but Chris is probably one of the best all-around cue sportsmen on the planet. Anything that involves ball pockets in a cue, he plays to a very high standard.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Chris is a great player. I don't know him personally, but I think he's a lot of people's favourites in multiple cue sports, as you say. Not just this, but 9-ball, snooker. He is a phenomenal talent.
He actually played this game pretty well too, didn't he?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very, very accomplished player. Yeah, Snakey's getting closer and closer to the point of no return here. Does he have an angle here to get in behind that red and yellow, bump the yellow out? Well, there's your answer. He doesn't.
Well, he's got the angle. If he's left himself this yellow to the bottom left corner, and I'm not sure that he has, it's close, but he's got the angle to take the cue ball toward that red and yellow here. Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
he
on
can.
this, Jim. Oh, interesting.
He's gonna try
Okay.
and now he's going to try and drop this right into that side pocket.
Well, this is perfect, actually. If this, as long as this drops in, and that yellow passes to the left centre, and I'm sure it does, because otherwise he wouldn't be playing it, this is a really accomplished finish by Steve Thompson. But just as I was saying the words, comes the miss. And what a miss it is. And what a table it leaves Tom Barley.
Yeah, it almost didn't look like that shot was on as well as he played it. And I mean, he couldn't have placed the cue ball any better. It was such an acute angle to knock that yellow into the center. Just no room for error at all.
No, it was one of those where you've almost got to hit it absolutely pocket weight and just let gravity pull it down in. It was so tough. And well, obviously he felt like it was easy enough, because otherwise he would have tried to move it. And Tom Barley has taken his eye off the ball there in a big way. He should never be missing that plant. What has he left for Steve here? Can Steve play the yellow next to the black off the cushion first into that red and pot it? Because if he can, then this is a great chance still. Oh, he can. And look at the cue ball. It's near perfection. He has just knocked the red right onto the cushion, which will make life a little tricky, but that is a great shot.
He can just cue it this comfortably.
Watch the cue ball. Oh, no. Snaky.
One free shot.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm running.
Oh, he's got to be sick right now. I mean, what an opportunity there. It was giving him a lifeline, and he just threw it right back.
Yeah, that is, well, pure disappointment for Steve Thompson. That three-ball plant hasn't worked out quite as Tom Barley would have liked. He should still be okay. Yeah, nicely done.
Well, what could have been?
Frame.
Looked very much like it was going to be 2-2. In the end, Tom Barley shouts last. A 3-1 advantage, and he secures himself at least the draw here.
Yeah, he'll be delighted with that. It's a really good start. He needs to press home that advantage now. I have to say, it's very early in the night, so no one's out of it yet. But you lose your first match, you're digging yourself a very big hole. And Snaky really does need to come back and get the draw here. Especially with the match against Mark Boyle still to come.
Yeah, and don't think these players don't know.
Frame
that
5.
Mark is prohibitive favorite here, so
Leading 3 frames to 1.
in a match like this, that's
Time running.
basically the flip of a coin. You've got to get through it.
And that's more bad news for Steve Thompson, because that is a quality break from Tom Barley. After the initial break from him, where it wasn't the best, I did sort of fear for him in that front, but my word, has he found it quickly. And these reds, well, they're like a practice routine, Jim.
It's not perfect.
No, it's
A
not
little
by any
shake of the
stretch.
head there, and I'm not exactly sure which red he was playing on.
Well, the only red he can pot now is the one that's above the line of the black
Extension
ball.
called.
And well, he's going away from his work, so there's a bit of travelling for the cue ball to do here as well. Watch that left centre pocket. Oh, he can cut it back. Is he on anything? Can he see the furthermost left of the reds. If he can, which he can, then these should be pretty straightforward from here on out.
While the break was his friend, and he didn't do much wrong. This is some performance from Tom Barley.
Frame and the match. Tom
Just
Barley
like
wins
that,
4
it's a
frames to 1.
4-1 win. Tom Barley over Steve Thompson. Barley setting his mark and letting everyone know he may be one of the players that's going to compete with Mark Boyle in this group. A great win for Tom Barley.
Well, Tom Barley, the first favourite of the night's appeared there, and he's won. I thought your bet a tie after the first two. I thought but Snakey had some chances in that, didn't he? He could have went 2-2 so easily.
Oh, it should have easily gone 2-2. But I did say about Tom Barley, you don't have time to get a cup of tea and a biscuit.
And
you
he's
don't.
quick.
Yeah, very quick. But it's good to watch.
I'll tell you what, you know what the value might be later, because I'm just looking at the odds here now. Tom Barley against Mark Boyle. They go Tom Barley 11-4 to beat Mark Boyle in his next match. Now that 11-4 for any people at home who don't know too much about betting, that's just under 3-1. So if you have £4 on Tom Barley, you're going to get back £15. You're going to win £11 off the bookie partners. And 11-4 could, what we've just seen now, when he's in on the balls, honestly and truthfully, well, I don't think a train would stop him, wouldn't he? He's fantastic, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is. And Snakey, Steve Thompson, he don't get many whippings, but a 4-1, that's a pretty much a big beating. And you probably won't see that for the rest of the night.
Really, as good as that?
Yeah, absolutely he is.
Well, I think he's just... I'm looking at his other matches. Well, he's playing Wade Morley on match 5. Don't forget, all these other matches we've got tonight are coming on Sporty Stuff TV, Channel 437, isn't it, Mark? After 10 o'clock it
or
starts.
You can join us online at sportystuff.tv.
Or online, you've got sportystuff.tv as well. And I just think, I think that's where the value's going to be tonight. For anyone want a little investment at home tonight, I think Tom Barley could win all 3 matches.
He could easily. And anybody that's tuned into this YouTube straight from the start, they're probably just thinking now.
I know what they're doing now. They're pressing them buttons now, and they're looking to get on it.
Trying to get the best value.
Because there is plenty of value out there tonight, isn't there?
All the betting partners have all got odds on it.
Value tonight out there. And anyone's seen this on YouTube, don't forget, a lot of people might have not have seen this. You know, a lot of the traders, with a bit of luck, might have not have seen that first match here. So they would have kept the prices up. So if you want a bit of value, I'll suggest Tom Barley at 11-4 and also at 10-11 to beat Wade Morley. After what we've just seen now, I think he's top class, this boy. Really, really top class.
Yeah, it certainly is. But this is one match that I'm looking forward to, just to see how last year's runner-up is going to do against the Blade, Wade Morley.
What would the odds be on this? Wade Morley, Mark Boyle. Well, I know what the odds are. Wade Morley, you can get a bit of 3-1 Wade winning, and Mark Boyle 6-4 on. But he's Mr. Magic, and everyone I talked to said this boy, he's different class. You know what I mean? He's the boy from Cumbernauld. I think, he's going to be my belly buster.
Is he?
Yeah, I've got one up here. Here's my belly buster tonight. He's going to be a short price, but I think Mark Boyle to beat Wade Morley at 4-6. I just think it's picking up money. I really do.
Okay. Well,
very unusual for me to go for a short one like that. Don't forget, last week I had 3 belly busters, 2 up out of 3, 5-1 and 9-4. Tonight I'm playing it safe. I'm going for a 6-4 on chance tonight on match 2 just after 10 p.m. But I'm going to go with the hot pot. I'm going to go with the hot pot. Yeah, it's easier to do this than picking winners out on the dogs and horses. You know, should have done this 40 years ago, shouldn't I? Really?
Yeah, absolutely, you should have.
So, you know, as I said, the other matches tonight as well, Mark Boyle, we've already mentioned Mark. And look at the last match as well, Stevie Thompson, the Mark Boyle. What you see there, Snakey can play. He was just a little bit unlucky there, wasn't he? You know, I think in that first match. But if you've enjoyed the first match online, don't forget, come back after 10 o'clock. Sporty Stuff TV 437 or online, Mark.
at sportystuff.tv.
SportyStuff.tv. He's got a better memory than me, so we'll be back. Have a nice cup of tea. You've got time for tea and biscuits?
You have now, because Tom's not on.
We'll see you just after 10 o'clock. Don't forget, if you want that value, look online, and I think the value is going to be 11-4, Tom Barley, to beat Mr. Magic.